Hey guys, I'm HOJ. Hope you're having a great day. And today we're going to be doing a best of one standard event with a mono white token stack. So the link is going to be in the description. All the links for the deck lists, the win rate statistics, and the top pinned comment will also have a link if you'd like to subscribe, if you'd like to become a member, or if you'd like to donate via Super Thanks. All right, so let's hop into the deck. So some of the new cards out of the new set that are particularly kind of stand out to me was Ajani Outland Chaperone. So this is a 3-mana Planeswalker for 2 white and 1 other. And you can +1 to create a 1/1 green-white Kithkin creature token. You can -2 to deal 4 damage to target tapped creature. Or you can -8 to look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your life total, and then put any number of non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. So it starts out with 3 loyalty, and I think this is a really nice addition to the mono white token stack. It's another walker, and it's great to kind of passively start creating tokens for us, and we can use cards like Split Up and Day of Judgment to defend it. And then we have some of the other kind of usual suspects for this type of deck. We've got a full playset of Enduring Innocence to help us draw more cards whenever we're making tokens that have power 2 or less. We also have 3 copies of Caretaker's Talent. So this is kind of a starting point. You could do like a full playset here. I'm just sort of trying to kind of find like a good mix. And then we have like a singleton of Virtue of Loyalty to kind of give us sort of an end game. Can create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance for 2, and then later at 5 mana start pumping up your entire team. We have 2 copies of Overlord of the Mistmoors to kind of help us give us another win condition here and make some flying tokens. 1 copy of Elspeth Stormslayer as another sort of finisher. And then we have kind of a smattering of removal. 2 copies of Aang's Iceberg for targeted removal. We've got 2 copies of Get Lost, 2 copies of Parting Gust, which can help protect our own creatures or exile an opposing creature, and then 2 copies of Seam Rip. Couple singleton enchantments. We have 1 copy of Authority of the Consuls, which is kind of a nice defensive card. 1 copy of High Noon. Even though we don't have red mana to kind of do the secondary effect, just slowing the opponent down to casting 1 spell a turn is pretty nice. And it's also nice when paired with Voice of Victory, which can help create tokens for us every turn to draw extra cards, and also turns off the opponent from casting spells on our turn. 1 copy of Rest in Peace, just kind of against the Reanimator type decks. And then for the land, we have 25 land, 3 copies of Demolition Field to kind of deal with opposing pesky lands, and a full play set of Abandoned Air Temple to start pumping up our tokens, and Fountainport to start creating tokens. And then just the rest all plains. So that's the deck. Let's go ahead and jump into a standard event. And I'm curious if you guys have tried this deck or kind of a similar type deck, and what you found to be successful or useful in terms of like maybe the removal suite or some of the threats. Again, this is meant to be kind of a starting point, and I've only just done a couple games with it, but I do like this kind of deck. Opening hand looks good. All right, looks like we're up against mono white Lifegain. No Ajani's Pridemates yet, but that could change soon. Okay, there's an Essence Channeler. So we could use Seam Rip to get rid of that. I'm not sure if they have like protection, maybe like a restoration. But I think we might as well try to deal with it. Excuse me. Okay, there's a Sanctifier. They're going to use their Banishing Light to get their Channeler back. Okay, we can go for Overlord here. And then just kind of buy a little bit more time. We don't really have a good attack, unfortunately, since they have Channelers open. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and impend the Overlord of the Mistmoors. Exemplar is a nice pickup. So happy to go ahead and trade here. Trying to decide if we want to trade our voice plus a token or just 2 tokens here. I think probably just the tokens. Can use split up to kind of get rid of everything. Can also use Elspeth here to deal with the Exemplar. I think we'll probably do that. And I think we'll just probably hold back here with voice to block for Elspeth. Might have been better to attack potentially, because that would drop their life total a little bit. And since they have Leyline, that is a potential issue. All right, so we've got Seam Rip. I think we probably have to split up here. We're going to lose our voice, unfortunately. But I think that's all right. We can play the Caretaker's talent first and draw a card before it goes away. Otherwise, the Starfield Shepherd is going to kill our Elspeth. Okay, if they don't want to trade, that's fine too. So now we can just go split up for untapped creatures. And make some more tokens. Next turn we can level up our talent and give everything +2/+2 and make a big push. And I think that's probably the plan. And then we can just give everything flying and +1/+1. And might as well seam rip. And push for a lot. And that'll do it. Yeah, I really like the mono white tokens deck. It's a lot of fun to play. All right, opening hand looks great. We got a nice turn 2 voice, turn 3 either Enduring Innocence or Talent to go with it. We're on the play. Got Abandoned Air Temple for later on. Looks like up against Izzet Lessons. Hopefully the voice survives here, but that just depends on what kind of removal they've got. So far, so good. Although we definitely don't want to block in case they have Firebending Lessons, so I think we just let it go. Okay, there's a Seam Rip. I think we do want to get Enduring Innocence going, though. Grand definitely is a problem, but we want to get our card advantage going. High Noon is a nice one against him. Here we're happy to trade with Grand if we're given the chance. They probably just kill it pre-combat. Okay, guess not. They might end up killing it before blockers. I guess we'll find out. Okay, happy to trade. So we have a couple options here. We could High Noon, kind of slow them down a little bit. We could like Seam Rip the Talent and then High Noon. Talent is kind of slow though, but they can use it to get back Wisdom, so that is a thing. Otherwise, we could just go for Talent here. Talent plus Seam Rip is also an option. I guess we don't really have anything to make tokens yet, so I think I'm just going to go with the Seam Rip into probably High Noon, just to kind of slow them down a little bit. Alright, so there's the Overlord of the Mistmoors. If they have It'll Quench Ya, it's a little bit rough. So the question here is if we try to play around counter. I think we probably do, because if we draw one more land, we can impend this here and then get the extra potential card draw off the Caretaker's talent. This way we can play around Eloquentia. And I think we hold off on leveling it for the moment. But yeah, High Noon really shines in this matchup. They probably just level up talent. Yeah, that makes sense. So now they still have access to Eloquentia. Okay, happy to see Voice, because now we can play Voice, and the next turn we can get Overlord of the Mistmoors going with impunity, without worrying about counters. And still get our card draw here. Okay, happy to see that. Question is now, do we want to level up the talent? I think probably not, because we still want to draw extra cards. So I think maybe we want to hold off maybe one more turn. Although, you know, if this Voice survives, if we have this all the way leveled up, we could potentially give like +3/+3 to all the tokens. That is a thing. But we do miss out on a little bit of card draw here. I guess part of the card draw if we level it up. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a race in some ways, so maybe it is better to just level it up. Like, we still get a little bit of card draw off the Caretaker's talent, so I think, yeah, maybe we just go for it. Just kind of good use of mana since we have access to Abandoned Air Temple anyways. Nice thing is with High Noon, they are done until their next turn. Since they can't cast spells on our turn, thanks to Voice, we have a kind of a semi-lockout. And now we can block safely since we know they can't cast any more spells. Yeah, opponent is looking at our High Noon. Makes sense. They want to level up the artist talent. All right, so now we can play Overlord. We can also, instead, we could go upgrade our talent and hit them decently hard here. We're going to get the card draw either way off of the tokens that the Voice is going to make here. So I think actually leveling up talent, I kind of like that a little more. Just kind of closing the game out a little bit. Now during their upkeep, we can try to get lost on their upgraded talent so they aren't able to take out our voice potentially. So that's an option. Since we already cast a spell, we can't cast another here. Actually, I guess we haven't cast a spell yet. We can do it now. Yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and deal that right now. Just kind of slow them down a little bit more. Yeah, that's actually a good window to do it in since they are locked out of casting spells. Now they're going to have to try to level up their other talent. Okay, there's Firebending Lesson. And they could try to hit us for 3 here with their Otter. All right, now let's go for Overlord. We're not drawing cards off the Enduring Innocence here, but we are, you know, giving us a decent threat. We're still getting at least a card off the Caretaker's talent. Do have a plethora of cards, but no more spells this turn. So yeah, you can see High Noon really gives that deck headaches. It's also just kind of nice against like very fast aggressive decks. Alright, opening hand looks great. We've got Voice of Victory, Enduring Innocence on 3. A little bit of protection or removal. Could be up against a Badger Mole deck here. Yep, there it is. And I think this is one of those cards that we kind of do want to respect. Like, we could get Voice down here, but I think that... So we have the option of either playing Voice and trying to start drawing cards with Innocence, but I think this just causes such a boost to their mana that we might just want to get rid of it right now with Parting Gust. They do have other like big scary threats, but I think slowing down their mana feels pretty good. They also have a nice trick with Promising Vein where they would get an extra land, essentially, when they sack it. If the Badger Mole was still in play. Not sure what they're waiting on here. I guess just finding more land. But either way, we're going to go ahead and just get Innocence going. Well, and I guess, yeah, that still works whether or not the Badger Mole is there. So a nice little interaction with Badger Mole and Promising Vein. Now we're kind of racing against if they have like Might Form, whatever it's called. I think we just attack back for 2 here. Don't need to trade. Can use Demo Field on their Bossing Say. Might want to do that. Trying to decide if we want to do like another Innocence. I suppose we can go like Demo Field into Voice here, which is still pretty good. They do get another trigger on the Earthbender Ascension, which is a thing, but so yeah, I guess let's attack first with Innocence. And I guess now let's go ahead and Demo Field the Bossing Say. Okay, they got the Might Form Harmonizer. Whew, Ice Still is pretty nasty. So now they can give it Trample, since they've got Earthbender Ascension to go with it. Question is, how big is this 3/3 going to become? Can they get lethal this turn? Yep, looks like they can get lethal. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe we should have blocked this thing back when we could. It's going to be a 42 powered fish. Or 86, yeah, that's more than enough. Yeah, pretty strong deck, mono green landfall, especially with all the shenanigans around Promising Vein. All right, opening hand looks okay. We've got a little bit of removal, Caretaker's Talent, Beza, a little bit of a defensive hand. And looks like we're up against the Dimir Excruciator deck. Potentially, either that or Dimir mid. probably take talent here. Yeah. Can demo field that eventually. Can set up Overlord next turn. I guess they could have like Requiting Hex mana up, thanks to the demo field play we're going to make here at the end of the turn, so maybe we Beza instead. Potentially could draw an extra card and have a 4 or 5 body. That does mean that Overlord is a little bit slower to show up. But if we get to 7 mana, okay, so now they're expecting to have the 2 mana up for potential counterspell. Trying to think if they have, they might have negate or possibly creature counters. Maybe here we just wait on the demo field. I think we just wait on demo field here and don't give them the extra, the land. So now that, I guess now we have 6 land. If we draw 1 more in time, we can go for Overlord. Overlord is the more powerful card, but we do get some nice value out of Beza here. Get at least, I suppose we get a card and a 4/5, which you're going to have a little bit of trouble dealing with, hopefully. Yeah, I think I'm going to Beza here. They're going to need like a Shoot the Sheriff or something else to deal with it. They could also just do like a Deadly Cover-Up. Okay, maybe they're trying to milk it a little bit. I think they have anything. I guess they could play like Wan Chi Tong for 3, but that would still only be a 4/4. So I guess we're okay just to attack. They're probably just holding like 3 steps. I think we hold back on Overlord this turn, maybe to set up like an authority. Still lets us do stuff. Okay, if they're going to consult, do we want to make a creature at the end of their turn or demo field? I think we hold off on demo field. Are they going to start going for Deadly Cover up here? Yeah, they're checking their yard, so might be going for cover up mana. Yeah, Caretaker's talent makes sense. Now we can get Overlord going. Guess let's attack first. Might cover up again here. You probably have a second one ready. Okay, they've got singularities there. Curious if they have the River Churn Monument in hand. Not a lot we can do. Guess we just see if they've got it. Okay, no River Churn yet. Yeah, this is definitely a tough matchup if they have Mill. We're a little slow. Although if they are willing to play it before being able to immediately use it, we can seam rip it. Yeah, they probably take seam rip here, I imagine. All right, let's get rid of their Restless Reef. Curious if they're going to go for like another Consult here. Need maybe another turn or two to try to get there. Definitely feels tenuous at best. We don't really have any protection against mill either. Like no Doorkeeper Thrall. Actually, I guess that wouldn't really work anyways. We'd need like Consuls Flanker to protect our own graveyard. Got another Overlord. I think we probably just impend this one as well, just to kind of give us options. They almost certainly have counters here, and this gives us an opening to potentially use a Fountainport if this doesn't work. Although I guess if we just kind of go for it, but yeah, they almost certainly have like another Deadly Cover-Up. I think we just impend. This also gives us Iceberg as an option. Yeah, this is like a good turn for them to Deadly Cover-Up. So maybe we should have like held that instead, but we kind of have to make a move here. Yeah, actually maybe holding this was better. It's like they almost certainly have board wipe. We could protect it with an Iceberg, though, which is kind of cool. Okay, there's the cover-up. So I think we try to protect it. See if they have counter backup. If they try to kill it in response, we can try to sack the Iceberg. Okay, they're going to try to Flood Maw the Iceberg. So we could go for the Scry play. It's alright. I suppose the other thing we could do is we could actually just use the Iceberg on this other Overlord next turn and like save some time, so maybe that's better. So maybe we just let that happen. Yeah, and they can't get rid of our other Overlord since it's on the field. Ooh, this is nice. So now we can voice and use Iceberg to make sure that it's uncounterable. So unless they like have 2 counters with 3 mana, which is unlikely. Alright, so if we Iceberg the Overlord, that will give us, and then end of turn, sack it using the voice and the other 2 land. That should work nicely. they board wipe again, we can't unfortunately do it, but I think most of these decks have like 3 or 4 copies of Deadly Cover-Up, so just a question if they have another cover-up. Okay, now we can do this in response. Although actually, if they're just going to give it back to us for free, we're kind of okay with that. Instead of sacking it, we just let them do it. Then we get our Overlord. I guess if they have like cover-up number 3, then that's how they get us. So they must have the cover-up here to go with it. That works too. Okay. All right, now we can start making 1/1s. Still have 6 mana, so if they hit here, we're potentially in trouble right now. But yeah, you can do a lot of kind of really fun sort of peekaboo stuff with the iceberg. Just like protect your stuff and then sack it in response and fun stuff like that. Unfortunately, they were ready for us with like the extra board wipe. And they found it. That's too bad. Well, so it goes. Yeah. Even if we iceberg here, like the exhaust still happens. So we're still dead, but oh well. Yeah, that's a tough one. Potential way to protect yourself is like running Consuls Flanker and then you just like exile your graveyard in response to the exhaust. Okay, opening hand looks interesting. We've got some card advantage here, a little bit of removal. See how this goes. Another Lifegain deck. All right. Split up could be nice. Oh, it's a mobilized deck. That's kind of cool. So very different deck. I think we trade here. Although I guess this is... Man, maybe we're supposed to just like play the other Innocence and like try to double block the Pack Beasts. So it's suddenly a very different deck. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold back here. Could also split up here, but I think we want to just get a little bit more going with the Innocence. Okay, so they do run some channelers, that makes sense. So this is kind of nice. We can actually, if we kill the voice here and then just split up everything else, they won't have any targets for their Essence Channeler. They're going to be at like 1 billion life, but I think that's okay. Alright, so given that, let's attack first, and then we'll split up. Elspeth is pretty good. All right, so we can, I guess we can attack first. How do we want to do this? Probably Innocence plus a Johnny. Could also pump up our Innocence here. I think we'd rather play their spells though. Get Lost is really nice. I think we're just going to Iceberg. Actually, I suppose we can Get Lost here and then save Iceberg for something else. That will give them a couple counters, but we're at 18, so I'm not super worried about it. So let's just Get Lost the Elspeth here. Alright, Pack Beasts are back. Okay, we got another nice turn for split up. Guess we'll just go ahead and block here, since like we're just gonna lose this Innocence anyways. And now we can Johnny. And start getting some cards. Now, card advantage is hopefully going to take over the game pretty soon here. Can get Caretaker's talent going. Alright, let's get another Innocence. And we'll get a Caretaker's talent. Might as well level it up. And start setting up.
Stand by my side, friend.
Next turn we can buff up our Caretaker's talent. Then we can Iceberg the Stalcoven Pack Beasts. And let's make some more tokens. Oh, you know what? I guess I could have done that. I should have done that first so we could draw like 4 cards, but I think it's a little irrelevant now. But yeah, it would have been better to plus before buffing up, because then we'd have like 3 extra cards. Okay, there's Beza. How much mana have we got here? Got 10 mana. Should come pretty close to doing it. And then we're just gonna, I think, hold off in case they've got something. Could always make a token at end of turn, and even if they've got a board wipe, should be okay. There's the split up, sure. And that's gonna do it. Yeah, I really like split up in this deck. I think it's a very nice fit. We had a lot of situations, especially in the last game, where it was just great. So now we've got a little bit of early removal, board wipe, token maker. Could make a virtue here. I think it's probably better to deal with Momo. This card is pretty annoying. And it's essentially like a mana, like an extra mana almost. So dealing with that feels good. Now we can get talent down before using virtue. Yeah. Could also just get a Johnny going. I kind of like just getting a Johnny going over Caretaker's talent. Because we can still do this next turn. I suppose, like, if we go for talent and then get, like, Overlord, that's a little better, maybe. But this is still pretty good. Just go for a Johnny on an empty board. Always feels pretty good.
Side by side we fight.
And growing up the loyalty just feels great. All right, so now we just go, I think we just go for talent, get the extra card draw by making the token. That feels pretty good.
Thank you for your aid.
Yeah, then even just make one more token here. Just kind of speeding up since we are kind of racing. Getting us that closer to leveling up the talent. Question is, does he go for a Johnny? Assume he does. So I guess like next turn we probably just Overlord. I think he's like worried we're gonna kill his angel, but I don't think we really care.
Did you forget my claws?
We do also have Virtue, so we could potentially go for like big Virtue. Could also level up Swing for 9, which feels pretty good. But I think it's probably just Overlord here. Just feels too good. I suppose actually we probably just did Ajani first and just see what we draw. That was, yeah, that would have been better. Just go for the Ajani first, just to give us more options. Like we probably still go for Overlord anyways, but there's a chance maybe we draw like Elspeth or something else, or I don't know. Do we kill the angel? I don't think so. I think we just keep making tokens.
Side by side we fight.
And then I think we just push. Not sure what he's worried about here. He probably blocks. Yeah. Okay, so he's got something. Clearly has like, maybe like restoration magic or something like that, I assume. He's one turn off of going off with Angel. Exemplar. So he's just setting up. I feel like he has restoration magic here. Yeah, so I think we want to probably try to force it. So let's double block Angel, make him use it, and then we can like Day next turn if we have to. Does he have the restoration magic? Is the question. He's got something. Enter the avatar state, sure.
You are an enemy of peace.
Probably just Day. Alright, so I guess can get in first and then Day and then do other stuff. Okay, get a little bit of damage in. Make make ourselves a token.
My ally stands strong.
Actually, that was a mistake. We should have done this on their turn so we draw an extra card. Yeah, that was bad. Missed a card there. Can Seam Rip the Youthful Valkyrie. Can go for Virtue. Start making tokens. We can, I think either way we're Seam Ripping here. Could also go for Innocence, draw some more cards. I think we just want Virtue though. It's just too good. And then I think we're willing to trade. If they want to make that trade, we're fine with that. Ooh, Airbender Ascension. Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So I guess we can just like day again and then start setting up.
You must be stopped.
Yeah, I think we just want a day again just to make it clean so we can get in with these and like maybe show like we've got tricks. Get a little bit of damage in. And get some voice going. Now we can start leveling up Caretaker's talent, hopefully. So you got Sheltered by Ghosts here. What's he got going on? Assume it's Sheltered by Ghosts. Yep. Makes sense. Guess let's keep drawing cards. I guess, okay, I suppose we could Innocence first. Yeah, we have enough to do both, so let's Innocence first. I mean, we could also split up here, but I just think we just don't care.
Stand by my side, friend.
That's pretty good too. I think we just level this up. Like, we could get back our Overlord, but I'm not worried about it. Now we can push. Yeah, with Virtue, it's going to be pretty tough for them to win. Yeah, there's the good game. Yeah, I think just all those turns of just Ajani just making tokens is just pretty nuts. Lots of value. Got it currently as a 3 of. It might even be a 4 of. Like you could, I suppose, go up to 4. It is really strong. And they kind of have to kill it. I guess they don't have to, but you would think they would want to. This is a little bit of a suspect hand, but we've got 25 lands. I think there's a decent chance we get to land number 3. I think we want Rest in Peace here, like with their minor. I guess it's maybe not. Yeah, I never really know. Against Orzhov, yeah, I mean, I guess it's useful. Although we definitely need to hit land here pretty soon. Ooh, we might just lose to no land here. I think, yeah, because we're getting hit for 6, 10. If they have like another thing, we're just dead. This could be it. Maybe this deck needs like 26, 27 land just to make sure you get 3 on time. That could be correct. Yeah, there's corpses. That's going to do it. 3, 6, 9. Yeah. Well, still had a pretty good run, I think. So, yeah, I could definitely make some tweaks. I think maybe you do want to up the land count just to be a little bit more consistent. Ended up going 4 and 3. So we about made our investment back. We're pretty close. But in terms of what I would change, I think you might want the full play set of Ajani. It was really strong. And then I think just maybe upping the land count a little bit. I liked pretty much everything else. Split Up was fantastic. So definitely like having a full play set of Split Up. This was super good every time we ran it. That deck with, or that game with Izzet, High Noon was ridiculous. I think you probably do want the Singleton Rest in Peace. It's kind of a non-bow with your Enduring Innocence, but like it is really good against Reanimator, so just having a token answer to it seems good. I guess what you could do is you could like take out Rest in Peace and run like Consuls Flanker instead, and then that would give you like protection against like Dimir Mill, so you could like target your own yard as like a protection measure. So that is a possibility. You could like run that instead. And then Flanker is also good at just kind of like fixing your draws a little bit, so maybe that would help. I think I like having like the Authority, and then just like the removal suite felt pretty good. Just sort of like 2 of each. They're all useful in their own way. But yeah, I think overall I like the deck. We didn't really see a ton of like super aggressive strategies, so I don't know. Like Beza was okay. I could definitely see like Beza being, you know, maybe like the 4th Ajani or something, or another like piece of removal, something like that. Virtue was great. Yeah, and then the land felt pretty good. Maybe just a couple more land. All right, thanks guys for watching. We will see you in the next one. And again, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing or becoming a member or donating via a super thanks if you like this content.